Leon Vargas, a self-made millionaire known for his icy composure in the boardroom, found himself completely powerless inside his own mansion ever since his wife passed away and left him alone with their one-year-old son, Adam, whose tiny hands carried a storm of fear and confusion that no amount of wealth could calm. Adam screamed, scratched, bit, and pushed away every nanny Leon hired, no matter how experienced. And soon the entire city whispered that the Vargas baby was unmanageable, traumatized, and even dangerous. But Leon knew the truth. Adam wasn't dangerous, he was hurting, and every failed nanny felt like another personal failure that stabbed Leon deeper than any business loss ever could, because the one person on earth he wanted to protect the most now trembled at the touch of every stranger, turning red-faced and panicked within seconds, making nannies run out crying or resigning on the spot, until one ordinary morning when Leon walked into the living room and froze at the sight before him. Adam, the same baby who clawed at everyone, was reaching his hands out, voluntarily, eagerly, with a sparkle he had not shown since his mother was alive, toward Marie, the quiet cleaning lady who had only joined a week earlier and never tried to hold him, only humming softly while sweeping the hallway, her voice gentle and steady like the whisper of a mother's lullaby. And when she turned around in surprise, Adam beamed, stretched out his arms, and let out a small giggle that echoed through the marble floors as if the house itself had been waiting for it, leaving Leon speechless as the child who rejected everyone now nestled easily against Marie's chest as if he'd known her forever. Unsure whether to interrupt or collapse in relief, Leon simply watched as Marie, with calmness unlike any nanny before her, held Adam securely, whispering, "You're safe, sweetheart," in a tone so warm that tears pooled in Leon's eyes, because he had forgotten what it felt like to hear that softness in his home. And as the minutes passed, Adam didn't claw, didn't scream. He played with her shirt collar, tapped her cheek, and even rested his head on her shoulder. And Leon, desperate for answers, asked her how she did it, but Marie only smiled and said, "Some children don't need professionals, they need presence," a sentence that hit Leon with unexpected force, as though she had looked right through his money, his reputation, his walls, and pierced directly into the grief he'd been hiding since the funeral. Over the next few days, the impossible happened. Adam wouldn't eat unless Marie fed him, wouldn't nap unless she hummed the same tune she sang while sweeping, wouldn't smile unless she entered the room. And slowly Leon realized that the little boy wasn't attacking nannies out of misbehavior but out of desperation, terrified of being abandoned again by yet another stranger who came into his life pretending to stay. And Marie, unlike them, never tried to manage him. She simply existed with sincerity, moving gently around him until he came to her on his own. And this purity touched Adam's wounded heart in ways no training manual ever could. But soon the mansion filled with gossip as other staff whispered that a simple cleaning lady shouldn't be so close to the millionaire's son, that it would look bad. And one afternoon the head housekeeper even confronted Leon, warning him that letting Marie act like a nanny would ruin the household order. But Leon, noticing the fear in Adam's eyes whenever Marie stepped out of sight, silenced the criticism and insisted she remain by the baby's side, even if only for a short time each day. Yet Marie herself resisted the idea, insisting she was hired to clean, not to overstep boundaries. But Leon, humbled and desperate, confessed that he had spent a fortune on specialists, behavioral experts, and top-rated caretakers, yet none of them had done for Adam what she did effortlessly without even trying. Still, Marie hesitated until one evening she found Leon sitting alone in the dim nursery after Adam finally drifted off in her arms, his face buried in his palms, whispering that he felt like a terrible father because his own child looked at him with fear instead of recognition. And Marie, moved with compassion, knelt beside him and placed a gentle hand on his shoulder, telling him that broken hearts often need borrowed strength before learning to trust again, and that Adam wasn't rejecting him. He was simply trying to survive the only way a baby knew how. And with those words something inside Leon cracked open, releasing guilt he had carried far too long. From then on, Marie became the quiet anchor in their chaotic world, guiding Leon on how to hold Adam without fear, how to read his expressions, how to soothe him with steady breathing, until slowly Adam stopped trembling in his father's arms and began reaching for him for the first time in months. And the day Adam leaned forward from Marie's shoulder and touched Leon's cheek with small, curious fingers, the millionaire broke down completely, hugging both of them with a gratitude that words could never express, because this simple cleaning lady had done what all the wealth in the world could not. She had given his son back to him. As their bond deepened, the mansion began to feel alive again, filled with laughter that had been missing since tragedy struck, and though the story of why Adam trusted Marie would soon unfold with an emotional twist that would shock everyone, one truth had already settled in Leon's heart. Sometimes angels don't come wearing white wings, they come wearing simple uniforms, carrying mops, and healing a family without even realizing it. And if you want to hear the rest of this powerful journey of love, healing, and unexpected destiny, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss the next chapter of this emotional story.